Well, in a striking display of defiance, protesters in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir have raised powerful slogans from India's freedom struggle. Crowds chanted the iconic line, and I'm quoting here, "Sarfaroshi Ki Tamanna ab hamare dil mein hai," amid widespread anti-Pakistan demonstrations over rising prices, lack of basic facilities and alleged exploitation. The protests in PoK have intensified in recent weeks, with locals accusing Pakistani authorities of neglect and heavy-handed rule. The use of Indian patriotic slogans reflects the deep resentment and a symbolic rejection of Pakistani control in the region. Let's in fact look at those videos that are emerging.
तुझे बता देंगे आसमां अभी से क्या रुका क्या क्या हमारे दिल में है सरफरोशी की तमन्ना अब हमारे.
Let me go across to my colleague Atul Ranjan for more information on this front. Atul, these are obviously videos that are coming out of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, the protesters over there showing how deep the resentment against the government of Pakistan actually runs.
Well, yes, there have been coming in the last few years about the deep resentment among citizens in the Pakistani-occupied Kashmir, and now what we are seeing is that protesters in those areas have repurposed the the historic Indian, movement song or the slogans that was, sort of coined by Ram Prasad Bismil and later by Chandrasekhar Azad also used it as a war cry when it comes to India's independence movement, and that is the Sarfaroshi Ki Tamanna ab hamare dil mein hai. That is the slogan that we are seeing, protesters in the Pakistani-occupied Kashmir raising. So clearly, shows the scale and the intensity of the resentment that the people are having right now there, and obviously, is a warning sign for the Pakistani government as well, which has been, ignoring all the concerns that have been put forward by those people, and it sort of continues to, alienate them through their actions.
All right. Thank you so much, Atul, for that update. Let me also go across to Commodore D.S. Sodhi, who's a defense expert who joins us on this broadcast for his perspective on this issue. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out your time and for speaking to NewsX. So I want to understand, first there was the JAAC leader who was actually sending an SOS in a message to India saying, help us, our supplies have been cut, our medicines have been cut. So clearly they are seen siding with the Indian authorities, they need India's help, and now we are seeing these Indian patriotic slogans that are being raised by these protesters against the Pakistani administration. Sir.
Chiti, what is happening in the PoK, particularly in the area of Mirpur and Rawalakot, we have seen that Pakistan has been, the atrocities are being done by Pakistani forces on the people in these areas. There's a lot of struggle which is going on in the areas because they have been ill-treated, they don't have the infrastructure, they don't have the facilities, what they should have. Now the fact that these protests have started in that area, they have given an ultimatum up to 9th of July to the Pakistani administration. At the same time, we have seen that they are somehow trying to reach to the Indian community also as to how to help them. I'm reminded of what our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh ji had said. He said that a time will come when the people in PoK will automatically they will try to say that they want to be a part of, they want to come back to Kashmir. And that is what is coming true because the way Pakistan is handling these PoK people, heinous crimes are being done against them. And all one can say is that the international community should raise concern and, get Pakistan to somehow see to it that they don't do these atrocities on the PoK people. What is happening today in Mirpur and Rawalkot may also spread to other regions of the PoK as well as Gilgit and Baltistan.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out your time and for speaking to NewsX. Let me also rope in Major General Anuj Mathur, who's a defense expert, who's also joined us on this broadcast. Thank you so much, General, for taking out your time and for speaking to us. I want to first understand from you, General Mathur, did you ever think that from PoK you will ever hear these iconic lines of Sarfaroshi Ki Tamanna, and specifically these people, seeking independence, seeking freedom from the Pakistani administration?
Absolutely. Look, what has happened is we must understand that the PoK was not a creation by the will of the people, by the people of PoK. The accession was full and final when it came to the instrument of accession. The paper signed was exactly verbatim the same which was signed by 562 other princely states. So it is very, very clear the accession was full and final. And whatever portion of Jammu and Kashmir is with Pakistan is the one which they took by force. So the people there have not gone there on their own. They have been, they've been brainwashed, and a very, very different picture has been painted so that they became anti-India. But now they have realized, see, there are two very clear things. They are seeing development on the other side of Jammu and Kashmir. They are seeing the freedom. They are seeing how IITs, IIMs, AIMSs, engineering colleges, business, tourism, everything is flourishing, highest bridge, this, that, and the other. Whereas in Pakistan, the PoK, they have only suffered. They have been discriminated politically. They have been discriminated financially. Every possible thing. Their elections are far. So this was to happen when it was only a question. Since your question was this, that do you feel? I was sure of it, that it will happen. And that's exactly what Rajnath Singh ji had said some months ago, that they will come on their own.
Absolutely. And General Mathur,
just give me 1 second, please. I just want to bring out one thing, that they are undertaking a reverse demographic re-engineering. You see the number of Shias in Gilgit-Baltistan region in 1947, percentage was 80 to 85. Today they are down to 40%. So that is one thing which people of PoK are also now fearing. So they are very, very clear, and I can assure you that this kind of unrest will continue there.
Absolutely. And General Mathur, I also wanted to then understand from your perspective. We had one of the leaders over there of the protesters actually put it out on video, put it out on record. He is saying that India help us, break this blockade that the Pakistani government has tried to implement over here. So this is clearly, it shows how, the inclination of the people to actually back the Indian government and break away from the Pakistan hold that they are trying to over their control.
Absolutely. See the situation there. If you allow me, I'll compare it with exactly what was there in Bangladesh, then East Pakistan in 70 and 71. I think the situation in PoK is quite similar to that. And they are expecting, why they are asking India, is they are expecting the kind of action that we did in 1971 in Bangladesh, similar kind of a thing possibly. Things are very, very different. Physically, things on ground are very, very different. But one thing is very clear, that people there are aware that their own kith and kin, which are on this side of the line of control, they also have also understood, that they also belong to Jammu and Kashmir, and Jammu and Kashmir is a part of India. That people have come to know. Second very important thing is that they are convinced that the people who gave guns in their hands were Pakistani Army and ISI. They were the ones. Nobody else could have given it to them. On either side of the line of control, the weapons in the Kashmiri hands have been given by the Pakis, and they have made one Kashmiri brother fight the other Kashmiri brother. and kill each other. So that is one thing which they have now understood. And that is why they are probably looking
Right.
at India. But we have to be careful in taking any drastic call, and we must, watch and take an appropriate action at an appropriate time.
All right. Thank you so much, General Mathur, for that valuable perspective. With that, viewers, we are slipping into a short commercial.